Hello everyone, Amod here from the Target Common YouTube channel, and this video will be a continuation to Karate Framework playlist. In this video, we are going to learn an important topic of Karate Framework, which is called calling a feature file inside another feature file. This concept is related to reusability. So whenever we think about the reusability in a programming language, then we can refer it as method or components which we can call wherever required instead of repeating the same lines of code. So a method can accept the arguments and it can return the values. Similar thing, we can create the feature files in Karate Framework and we can call by passing some arguments, and also whatever data it returns, we can use in other feature file. Just for an example, suppose if you want to use an API, for that API you need to generate the access token. So instead of writing the same lines of steps to generate the authentication token in each feature file, you can create a separate feature file which is dedicated to generate the access token. Now you can call that feature file into your main feature file to get the access token, and you can use it for other APIs. This is one example. Another example you can think of, suppose if you want to create the payload which is dynamic and you want to test different set of data. So we can create a feature file where we are generating the payload specifically, and that feature file we can call into main API or main feature file to use it. So let's see some examples. I have created one feature file called caller.feature, and I have already created some feature file which I want to call here. So first thing, we have callable feature, and here you can see I have simply defined two variables using the def keyword. Now I am going to call this feature file which is callable to my caller feature. Since I need to call another feature file, so I need to use call keyword, and to read any file in Karate we use read method. So here I need to use read and need to pass the path of the feature file which I want to call. So this callable feature file is in the same folder where I have the caller feature. So I can directly call it callable.feature. Remember, we need to pass the extension. Once we call this feature file, it will give me some response. That response we need to store into a variable. So let me define a variable using def keyword. Now I am going to simply print the return values. So star print return data. Let me run this scenario and see what it prints. If you see the output of print return data, it is giving you a JSON object where we have two keys, password and username. So from where it is coming? So if you see callable.feature, here we have declared two variables. So whenever we call a feature file, then in the response, it will return you all the variables which are declared using def keyword as a JSON object. I can use the JSON path also. Suppose I want to get the value of password or username. I can write the JSON path, that is print return data, because this is the reference dot username, and this will give me the username from the returned response. Here you can see reprinting Amod. Now let's see some real-time example where we will have some explicit API calls. So in the callable one.feature file, I have some steps which are related to calling an API, and this API we have already tried in my last video. Let me quickly show in the Postman. This is the same API. If I hit the send button, it will give me the token which I need to use to call other serve APIs. Now I will call this feature file into caller.feature. So instead of callable, I just change to callable1, and I'm printing the data whatever it is returned. Let me run this scenario. So you can see it printing a lot of logs. Let me go to print statement. Let me copy this JSON object because we are seeing a lot of things here. I have pasted the JSON object here. Let me format it. So here you can see it is giving me the response headers. Then it is giving me response status, time. Then in the response we see the token, expires in, scope and all. If you see the response in Postman, you can see this is the actual response where we have token, expires in and scope. Same thing we can see here as well. So if we call any feature file inside another feature file, and that callable feature has some API, then it will generate some data which are related to response, like response headers, response body, response time. We already know that in Karate we have inbuilt variables where these data are stored. So calling the feature file will return you all those data as well. If you want to extract the token, then we need to write the JSON path like object reference dot response dot token. Let me quickly write and show you. So here I have written the simple JSON path to extract the token from the returned JSON object. Let me quickly run it. See, it has printed the access token. What will happen if I declare some variables here? So I will copy these two variables and paste in callable1.feature, and let me rerun this scenario. So let me copy the return data, paste into JSON edit. If you see the response carefully, here we have password and username as well with all previous keys. So all the variables which are defined using the def keyword and actual response related data, everything will be returned as a JSON object, and whatever you want to extract, that's the JSON path. Now let's see another concept. If you see callable1.feature, here we have hard coded the client ID and client secret, but this might not be the case always. We need to have some parameterization, means someone wants to pass their client ID and client secret and it will generate the token. So I have already created another callable2 feature file. Here I have parameterized client ID and client secret. So how to pass the data to callable feature file? Let's see. I'll duplicate this scenario, and here I am going to create the variable using def keyword. So I am using the same variable like client ID and client secret, and here I am calling callable2.feature. If you see the callable2.feature, here I am using the embedded expression which I have already covered in my previous video, and the same variable name I have used in my caller.feature file as well. In this case, when we call callable2.feature file, these two variables will be available for callable feature file as well. Means when this callable2 will be called, it will go and search for client ID and client secret in the context, because when we run this feature file, it will create the execution context. In that context, we will have this client ID and client secret because name are matching. There is no need to pass any extra argument. Let me quickly run and show you the output. So here you can see it had replaced the client ID and client secret. What will happen if I change the name like client ID 1 and client secret 1? Let me run the scenario. If you see the output this time, you can see here it is not replacing client ID and client secret because it is not able to find the variable with the name client ID and client secret. So I will simply revert to client ID and client secret, and in the next scenario I will show you how to pass the data to feature files. I will duplicate this scenario, and here I will use client ID 1, client secret 1. So to pass the arguments, we need to use the JSON object, and key will be the same whatever we have used in my callable feature file. Since client ID value is held by client ID 1, so here I need to use quotes hash and then pass the actual variable name which is client ID 1. Same thing I need to repeat for client secret. Let me run the scenario. So this time you can see it is reading my client ID and client secret value. Here we had only two keys, so we were able to pass the JSON object. But suppose when we have multiple keys, then it will be really problem to pass all the data in one line. So instead of passing the data here, we can create a separate JSON object and we can pass that JSON object as an argument to the callable feature file. Let me show you that. So in this scenario, I am going to create a JSON object, and instead of passing this JSON object here, I will store in the variable like this. And now I can pass this JSON object as an argument. Let me run this scenario and we will see the same output. So here you can see we have the client ID and client secret properly loaded. If you see callable2.feature file, here we have hard coded the payload. But in real time, you might require some dynamic kind of payload. So instead of hard coding the payload in the callable feature file, we can create the payload into caller.feature file and we can pass it to callable feature file. Let me show you how. So in this scenario, I have created the JSON payload and I want to use this payload into my callable feature. So I have already created one feature file callable3.feature, and here we have some inbuilt variable called __arg. Whatever argument we pass to call the feature file, that will be stored into __arg. So here I am going to call callable3.feature and I am passing the same JSON object here. In the callable3, I am already printing arg value, and same arg value we are using in the request, which is required payload to generate the token. Let me run this scenario. So in the log, first print statement is the value of __arg. So in the real time, you might need to create multiple feature files which we can use as a reusable component. So instead of creating multiple feature files, we can create some feature file with multiple scenarios. But what will happen if I have multiple scenarios in a feature file and we call that feature file into caller.feature? Let me quickly show you an example, then I will explain the concept. So here I have another feature file called callable4.feature, and here I have two scenarios. First scenario is the successful scenario where I am passing the correct token API, but in the another scenario I am just adding 1 so that it will fail. Now I will call this feature file into my caller.feature and let's see which scenario it will call. So in this scenario, you can see I am calling callable4.feature and I am passing the JSON object, and this callable4.feature has two scenarios. Let me run this and see which scenario it is calling. So if you see the log here, it is calling first scenario where we are getting the token properly, and after that it is calling another scenario as well and it is giving 404 not found because we have explicitly put the wrong token API. So one thing is clear, it is calling both the scenarios. Now if I go to actual print return data log, you can see it is giving me client secret, client ID, everything, and then if you come down, it is giving me response status 404 error not found, which is the response of second scenario. So please note here, if you are calling a feature file which consists of multiple scenarios, then all the response variables will be replaced by the output of last scenario. Let's understand the same point again. In the callable2.feature file, we are calling one API. Suppose I want to call another API as well, and I write some statement again. So when you call this callable2.feature file, two APIs call will be made and the final output will be the values given by second call, because it will not give the response of all the individual APIs. So now you can ask me, how can we have multiple scenarios in a feature file as a reusable component? So here we can use the tag features. Means we can provide the tag to scenario. For an example, for the first scenario, I'm going to provide a tag at success, and for the another scenario, I'm going to provide a tag failure. So while calling this feature file, I need to mention the tag, means callable4.feature, then use the @ symbol and pass the tag name. So if I run this scenario, you can see it will call the first scenario from the callable4.feature file. Here you can see it printing me the access token. Now I am going to call second scenario from the feature file. So I'll use the failure tag and I will run it. So here you can see it is calling the second scenario where we are getting the 404 error code. Since we don't have any tokens, so it will printing null. So I will suggest you to keep the reusable feature file simple. Don't overload it with multiple data or scenarios. So that's all in this video. If you have any doubt, please comment on this video. If you really like my videos, please like, comment, subscribe and share with others. Thank you everyone.